Every month, we are grateful to get some time with Oklahoma City Police Chief Ron Basie to sit down and kind of give us some updates on things that are happening across Oklahoma City and, of course, the police department. Chief Basie's with us right now. Chief, thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Always busy times, I know, for you. Something that's gotten a lot of talk recently that I wanted to start with was this incident involving an officer and a 71-year-old man in Oklahoma City. There was a traffic violation that happened. The man was eventually detained. The video, the police body camera video came out, and some people had questions about the use of excessive force after this incident. You're familiar with the incident, I take it?
Yes.
What do you make of it, and what is kind of the policy when it comes to excessive force and kind of how this incident played out?
So, again, I'm familiar with the incident. I've seen the video, and I know that concerns are really high within the community, and we definitely understand that. My job is to always ensure that we do a fair and very thorough investigation. Determinations like excessive force or any other determination is something that we can't answer until we've done a complete investigation, and that's determined on the back end. So as much as people want really quick answers, we have to do our due diligence to ensure justice for all parties involved in this incident. Is there any light you could shed on how the investigation works? Do you have involvement with the investigation yourself, or is it more of just the police department has? Who is going to investigate it, I guess, specifically, can you say? At this point, it's a criminal investigation. Okay. It's being investigated by the Office of Professional Standards, and upon completion of it, it will be presented to the District Attorney's Office so that they can make an independent finding on criminal charges. Once that's completed, we'll do an administrative investigation to determine if any department directives were violated, and that will have administrative review at the end of that. When that's completed and this case has reached final disposition, as you know, the city has a public safety partnership that came out of the recommendations from 21CP, and we created the Community Public Safety Advisory Board, and that has members appointed by City Council and the Mayor's Office, and they will provide the community perspective and feedback after reviewing the incident. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are going to get to the bottom of it, so we'll stand by for updates on that. Another, this story was so sad from earlier this month. A pregnant woman was driving on Lake Hefner Parkway. A suspected drunk driver was going in the wrong direction. There was a head-on collision. This pregnant woman died in the crash. I just wanted to ask you about this. I mean, this is something that unfortunately has happened before, a person getting on the wrong side of the road. Sounds like in this case the person may have been under the influence. What can the police department do about this? Is this something, a trend at all in any way, or is there anything that you guys are focused on and trying to maybe prevent an unfortunate situation like this one, really sad situation? Absolutely, Cameron. This is heartbreaking. Yeah. Currently to date, we have 1,346 DUI arrests in this city. That is far too many, and I hate to say fortunate that the number of fatalities has been as low as it has. I believe it's been 15 this year. I could be incorrect, but it's somewhere around that number. But our traffic safety unit is working diligently and also working with other departments. We're doing DUI checkpoints. We've increased our traffic enforcement in key areas to try to prevent that, and we're getting ready to kick off a campaign to end DUIs prior to the holiday season. We encourage people, if you've been drinking and driving, please utilize a ride share or some other form of transportation rather than getting behind the wheel and risking yourself and other people. Absolutely. The holidays are coming up pretty quick here. It's hard to believe we're already in the second week of November. I wanted to ask just about the holidays. You know, people travel, maybe they're leaving their house unattended. Would you have any advice for a situation like that? What to do if you're going to be going away for maybe an extended period of time, how to leave the house and make sure nothing bad happens? First and foremost, don't advertise that you're going on vacation. Right. Don't post vacation pictures while you're gone on social media. If you're having packages delivered, have a pickup plan in place for those. Those are just some of the quick things that we could advise you to do. If you have relatives or neighbors who can check on your house frequently, that also helps. The tornadoes from earlier this month, too, I wanted to ask you about that, Chief. Obviously, really some devastating stuff close to Southeast 89th there at Sooner Road. Homes that were pretty much leveled. What can the police department do, if anything, to help? I know there were some cases of looting, which obviously is pretty hard to think about. But what is the police department kind of doing in terms of being involved with the recovery effort there from those tornadoes? So first and foremost, life safety is important. So our response, making sure that people who are in need of medical assistance or are trapped are rescued. We did a first sweep, a second sweep. We set up a perimeter. We had down power lines. We had gas leaks, power was off. So we stayed in place until OG&E was able to get power on, gas was off, and it's unfortunate that you have people in the community who will take advantage of these situations, but you also have another side of the community that comes together to help these families whose lives will change forever, and that's what we appreciate about the Oklahoma Standard.
Great. Well, Chief A, we really appreciate you coming in as always. It really means a lot to us that you take some time out of your busy schedule. I know in terms of people keeping up with the police department, of course, go to the website, right? Social media, those are some good ways.
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Chief, for coming in. We really appreciate it.